Am I the asshole for refusing to name our daughter Karen? My wife and I recently found out we're having a daughter. We hadn't really talked about names before, but we both agreed that each of us will retain veto power. When we did start discussing names, both of us wanted to name her after our late mothers. Her mom's name was Karen and my mom's name wasn't a meme. I told her the baby can take my mom's name as her first name and her mom's name as a middle name, or have an entirely different name, but I can't okay Karen as a first name in any case. She got offended because she just wants to honor her mother and thinks I have a problem with that. I just don't want to set our daughter up to be bullied throughout her life. I told her I'd be fine with whatever first name she picks as long as it doesn't lead to the baby being picked on later in life, but she's pretty insistent on Karen. Edit. Wow, I didn't expect this to blow up. I thought I'd delete this since this issue is pretty much resolved now, but you guys are clearly enjoying this, so I thought I'd provide an update. We had a talk about this and why she had such an emotional reaction to my veto. Ever since her mom died suddenly when she was only 14, she's wanted to name her first daughter after her, and she didn't really ever consider that the meme might be a potential obstacle. By that point, I'd thought about it for a while and realized that, as many of the comments have pointed out, Karen likely won't be a meme by the time she's old enough to feel its impact. So I told her I'll recant my veto, but we should still reconsider it because it still has potential complications and we might just come up with a better tribute. While exchanging ideas, we realized that both our mothers very coincidentally had the exact same middle name, Elizabeth. Well, mine had two middle names, and Elizabeth was one of them, but still. It seemed completely perfect to both of us, so we're going with it. Thanks for all your inputs.
Not the asshole. It was a normal name. Now it's a joke. Imagine. Baby Karen. People are gonna make jokes all her life.
I personally feel like the Karen thing will die off one day, and our children's generation will likely not know anything about it. However, I can see where you would still be adamant about not wanting to name her that. There is a bit of a stigma around that name today. I think you guys should take a different route in name picking and just steer clear of tribute naming. Good luck. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Give her two middle names and pick a completely new first name. Or if there is a way to combine your mom's name and her mom's name to create a new name, that might be cool. Or, maybe you could suggest something like Corinne could be spelled different ways, like Corinne or Karen. This is my middle name and it's spelled Karin, or Carly, or Ren. Then it's kinda still got some of her mom's name in it to honor her, but also gives your dog there her own name, too. Not the asshole. I get where you are coming from. We did the same thing, except we used my mom's middle name as her first name. That way we knew it was a tribute to my mom, but no one else needed to know. This was also long before the Karen meme started. Another reason we chose the middle name is we felt it would be weird and a little uncomfortable for me to have to discipline my child, which thankfully didn't happen often, and use my mom's name at the same time.
Nah. You both have good reasons. You suggested a compromise and you've discussed veto power. I think the only solution you can find is to convince her to accept other suggestions and find something else you both agree on.
No assholes here, but you're being quite silly, mate. Memes don't live 20 years.
Your baby will thank you for not naming her Karen. Not the asshole. Leaning towards Esh, in that you're using the Karen thing to win the competition of whose mother gets to be the namesake. It's clear to see why your wife would feel slighted when you would get your way thanks to a random passing fad. Use them both as middle names and pick something else as a first name.
You are the asshole. The Karen meme needs to die a quick death, and Karen as a name is an extremely normal name. Dislike it away and use your veto, but you need to stop calling her mother's name a meme. That's just mean to your wife.
Look, Karen isn't going to be a thing in 6 years. What 2014 memes are alive today, with people not in the space in 2014? It's mom's name. It's a normal, common name, and I think you should reconsider. But no assholes here because naming is difficult.
You are the asshole 1000%. I've never met a shitty Karen in my entire life. Fuck that meme. Every Karen I know is lovely and kind. She doesn't want to name your child Eminem or Lady Gaga. She wants to name her child after her deceased mother. I know a millennial named Karen and nobody gives her shit. If you raise your child right, people will probably comment on how she's giving Karen a good reputation. That's been the experience of the several wonderful Karens I know.
Not the asshole. Veto is veto. Is there something you wanted and she didn't?
Nah, I'm a 37-yo Karen, and while the memes are mildly annoying, it's really not a big deal. You're not wrong for not wanting to deal with that, but your wife isn't an asshole for wanting to name the baby after her mom and ignore the meme. Realistically, the whole Karen as a meme thing is going to go away by the time your baby is old enough to be teased about it. And even if it doesn't, it's easy to separate an individual from a collective. I made a joke about the memes on Facebook and I had a bunch of people tell me that they had never connected them with me and my name. ETA. Also, you can never guarantee that your kid won't be picked on for their name. My parents certainly never predicted what would happen with mine, but it really hasn't affected me much at all.
Nah, but I honestly think it's likely the meme world will have mostly moved on by the time your daughter is old enough for it to be an issue.
Nah, I understand your wife's desire, but maybe agree on something derivative of Karen if not a middle name. My mom is named Karen, she's a sweet woman, obviously nothing like the meme. She hates it. She wears a name tag at work and people giggle at her or make it a point to say her name. Now she barely wears her name tag, but people still make jokes to her about it. Of course, we all hope it goes away, but it's not a guarantee. People still joke about Chad, and that's been around for many years. Not the asshole because you two agreed you had veto power. But you do realize that you can't prevent your kid from being picked on, right? There is no name you can choose for your kid that will exempt them from bullies.
I told her I'd be fine with whatever first name she picks as long as it doesn't lead to the baby being picked on later in life. There is essentially nothing you can actually do to prevent this. If your kid's gonna be made fun of, they're gonna be made fun of, and you can't really stop that. Nah.
You are the asshole. In 2 years, nobody will remember it was a meme. It's a fad. Fads pass. I really can't say you are an asshole, but I just want to mention an Am I the Asshole Plus update from almost a year ago, can't find the link, where the op had a similar anti-Karen stance for her BFF. I think she got a "you are the asshole" because people were saying it's just a meme. But I want to call your attention to the update, where she said the baby was born and named Karen. She said it turns out that IRL, when you love the baby, all the meme shit just disappears. She said whenever she's with the baby, when she holds her and calls her name, Karen is that baby in her life and not the ugly meme character.
Welcome to r Am I the Asshole? Please view our voting guide here, and remember to use only one judgment in your comment. Help keep the sub engaging. Hashtag Don, T downvote assholes. To upvote interesting posts, click here for our rules, and click here for our FAQ. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit message composed to =r Amy the asshole if you have any questions or concerns. You are the asshole. It's a meme. By the time your daughter is a teenager, it won't even be a thing anymore.
Not the asshole. An important part of a name is the connotations that come with it, and Karen now has negative connotations. As a compromise, my parents gave me both of my grandmother's names as middle names and gave me my own first name. I'm actually super happy with that because it means that my middle names are special and honor my grandmother's, but my first name is all my own.
It will become known as the Karina Compromise. You're welcome, brother. Not the asshole, not entirely because of your reasoning though. It was agreed that you both have veto power, so that's end of discussion right there.
Nah. But talk to your wife. Tell her why you don't want her name to be Karen, that you are afraid she will be mocked and bullied because of it. Your daughter can also choose to change it, or go by her middle name, later in life if she chooses, so it's not like it will completely ruin her life.
You are the asshole. How old are you? That's the ignorant reason not to want a name. It will pass shortly. I remember Damien being called bad because of the movie. Who remembers that now?
Nah, you both need to like the name regardless of reasoning. However, be as clear as possible why this concerns you. Use this previous post about a baby Karen in your argument if it helps. Karina is a lovely name. Every name you come up with will have negative connotations. Every single one has the ability to be bullied. This isn't exclusive to any name or meme. Pick a name you both like and use it. Because schoolyard bullies are going to make fun of any name you chose anyways, it might as well be a name you guys like that has meaning. Nah.
I have a friend that used her mom's maiden name as the middle name for both her kids. Could be an option depending on the name lol.
Not the asshole, but what if you modify Kara? Kira something similar but not exact to keep her mom in the game as a first name if you agree.
I disagree with a lot of this. The name holds meaning and I don't think the meme will stay. Regardless, the name has meaning, so by all means name the kid after her. I think middle name is a nice compromise if she'll go for it, but there is nothing wrong with the name Karen.
Nah, Karen is still a normal name. Even though it's a meme right now, I doubt that will last, and it's not like your wife wants to name her Karen because it's a meme, it's her mom's name.
I feel sorry for all the perfectly nice people named Karen. Sad face.
Not the asshole. Love your username.
Not the asshole, but I wouldn't worry too much. The Karen meme will probably be dead by the time she's conscious of her name. It's like how today if you name your daughter Mary, people don't make fun of her being a disease carrier like Typhoid Mary.
Nah, name her Karina or some other variant to compromise.
Everyone sucks here. One, yes, you should both have veto power too. I don't think Karen the meme will transcend decades. Just think about what was popular on the internet 10 years ago and is popular today.
Not the asshole, my name actually is Karen, and while the memes were funny at first, it's turned into in-person mockery and weird levels of anger when people hear the name. It's always been a fairly horrible name to have because it can be, and often is, said with a sneer, but now that it's become a blanket insult, having the name is so much worse. If my son were having a daughter and wanted to name her after me. Oh hell no. I don't see this going away anytime soon. Even if the insult dies down, it will be an uncommon name, and that's a whole other box of issues to unpack. I've been Karen for 59 years, and dude, I hate it, more now than ever.
You are the asshole. The Karen insult is going to die off, and this means something special to your wife. Seems strange you would just refuse like that.
No assholes here. I think it's a little petty to refuse to name a child a certain name for the prime reason that it's some repetitive meme, but I still understand why, just in case the whole thing never goes away and she gets made fun of. Your wife also has good reason for wanting to name the child Karen. She's not in the wrong or anything. You might both have to scrap what you want and come to the center on a new name you both like, even if it's neither of your first choices.
Not the asshole. Karen Jr. Sounds ominous. How about Carrie? Or Carrie? I am a 48-year-old white middle-aged mom named Karen. Trust me when I tell you that you're doing your kid a favor. Not the asshole.
Nah, naming humans is hard. Our son named our daughter because we couldn't agree.
Not the asshole. You are trying to save your child from a future of bullying, and when she is older she would be most likely to develop depression from it.
I am sorry, are you pressing a fucking human being out of your body? Or is that the job your wife has in the pregnancy? I'd respect her choice. I don't even think anyone is going to know about the Karen thing in a few years, and she should be able to pay her respect to her mother. It's a meme of the moment. By the time she's grown enough for any of her peers to think about her name at all, if they ever do, the moment will have long passed. I wouldn't worry about it.
Not the asshole. It's proven that certain names have prejudices against them and that people, e.g., teachers, treat them accordingly. For example, in Germany, Kevin is a name that people view really badly, and assumptions like you are uneducated, stupid, awkward, you come from a certain region. When choosing a child's name, always think about the potential of the name in the child's life, good or bad. You did that, and I'm sure you can find a fitting name for her that isn't a global negative meme.
Nah. She wants to honor her mother and you don't like the name. Is there a way to base a name off of Karen? Like Kieran or Caroline?
Not the asshole. I know a girl who is 17 and her name is Karen, and she hates it because people always make jokes.